Welcome to Q&A Selling Online, with answers to questions about creating an online empire, promoting products, or building a brand. Your host, private label and e-commerce entrepreneur, Quinn Amorm.
Welcome back, my friends. Today, we have a guest who's been growing and scaling businesses since 2004. He already sold an Amazon brand. He grew several others. And he also opened an Amazon consulting business that's managing over 30 million in sales. He is also the CEO of MDS, the $1,000,000sellers.com, which is an elite mastermind of over 400 sellers. And the combined of those sellers in 2009 was worth over 4 billion in sales on Amazon alone. Another thing too is that he is the founder or co-founder and CEO of Rebatekey, which is the online cashback platform and coupon marketplace. Ian Sells, he is here with us. Ian, how's it going?
I'm good. How are you? Thanks for that intro.
Very good, Ian. Pleasure having you here. So, let's start from the beginning. How did you get into selling on Amazon?
Yeah, it's a funny story. My background's actually in real estate, and I had a buddy that was basically cash advancing his credit card and buying things online in China. And a lot of our buddies started putting cash in with him. And so I was investing in lots of different friends' projects at the time. And that was one of them. And that's how we kind of got into the Amazon business. And we started buying Xbox hard drives. And then we started buying Bluetooth speakers and solar panels, back when Anchor was nothing. And that quickly grew into over $1 million revenue business within just a few short, about a year or so.
Yeah.
So that's how I got into it initially. And I realized how powerful it was. And decided, when my partner and I decided to split ways and sell the business for profit, I said, hey, I'm going to start another one of these Amazon businesses. And I did that. And that quickly grew again to over $1 million in revenue. So that's kind of where I started my entry to the whole thing.
Gotcha. So that's actually a cool story, because when you're starting out and it's something that's just like almost like a hobby, and then you sell it and you're like, you know what, why don't I start another one? And that's what catches a lot of sellers. And then it's kind of addicting, because you can grow something from nothing, and then somebody will want to grow it more. They'll pick it up from you, and we'll just go from there. Right? Keep rinse and repeat.
That's right. You already know the mechanics and you know everything about it, so you don't throw away all that knowledge, and start over somewhere else. And with this industry, like when you do sell, you might sign a non-compete for that particular brand or that niche. But there's like hundreds and hundreds of niches out there. So you just go sell in a different one, but the actual mechanics are the same, right?
Exactly. And that do not compete is going to last a maximum of 5, right? So 5 years is the maximum.
Like usually 2 to 5 years, depending.
So what are some of the milestones in your career that help you refine your selling strategies?
Well, coming from a real estate background and having mentors and things like that, I knew I needed like a place to like talk about this stuff with people that were at my level. Having to sold the Amazon business early on and seeing the power of how it can scale, and coming from a real estate background where I understood how like leverage works and how to like borrow money cheap and like understand the ROI and stuff like that. And I knew the risks were minimal because it was just growing so fast. I really seeked out online like all these different resources to grow the business, to find people that are doing things just like me or want to share strategies, come up with creative ideas. So that's kind of how the whole $1 Million Sellers group came about, was kind of organically from a need that I had to be around like-minded people who are also on the same path as me, and not just, hey, is this a good product to launch, or I have $500, what should I do? I was past that point, and I wanted to surround myself with really great entrepreneurs.
Okay, I'm guessing you were sick of that question. That is, anybody else who sells low today?
Yeah, or is this a good product? And posting screenshots from Jungle Scout or whatever. And that was fun for a while, but it always was like the same people answering questions and the ones trying to give back. And those were the people actually that were doing really well. They were just kind of cultivating information from all different sources. And sometimes you would get something good, but most of the time when you meet these other people who are like you, they're thinking the same way as you strategically, in new ways to do things. Like Amazon's is like unknown place, right? So you have to come up with new ideas and how to get around the roadblocks that Amazon throws at you. And so you need a support system and a group that's about that. So the Million Dollar Sellers Group didn't start off as $1 million, so I wasn't doing $1 million at that time. It started off as a $50,000 revenue group and up. So if you were doing $50,000, you could join the group. We quickly moved to $100,000 revenue because Prime Day started to make everybody do $50,000 in 1 month, instantly, right? And then we eventually moved to a $1 million 12-month trailing. So you had to have a substantial business. You had to be able to scale up, launch a product or two, and grow that sales to where you might be leaving your day job, let's say, at that point, right? With a 20 or 15 to 20% profit margin, let's say you're making enough to, okay, this is worth jumping full force in, right? So that's where the $1 million sellers came from.
And then, Ian, it's not just enough to say, okay, I make 4.6 million per year and let me in the group, right? There's you have to verify that.
Yeah, we do verify people's revenues. We have a 2-part process to interview. We actually do video interviews. So you have to not only meet the criteria, but you have to fit the group community rules. You have to fit the culture of our community. It's a very high, rapid pace. Give back. Give more, get more is one of our core values. So if you're not participating and sharing and helping others, then you're not really a value added to the community. So there's a lot of requirements, and we do checks and we try to make the process better. And it's grown over time, and now we're approaching over 400 people. So we have plans to take it to the next level and become a really premier group of Amazon sellers, Shopify sellers, all you name it, right? We want to do all of it, and just kind of keep it with a curated community feel.
Beautiful. So listen, we're living through right now 2 different pandemics, right? One is the obvious one, the COVID-19. The other one, I'm not. Let's see if you agree with this, but I think it's the fake guru pandemic. Have you noticed it? Do you think there's a way to stop that?
No. One of the founding principles of our group was no gurus, because all the cool tricks and stuff were just being resold by a lot of these people that were being posted in the groups, and so it wasn't fair. I've personally seen, I feel like, and maybe I'm not paying attention as much anymore, but the gurus have died down. There's a lot more authentic gurus out there. Amazon is a much harder place to make money now than it was. Not that you can't, but you can't start a business with $500 anymore and have a really good shot at success. You really have to plan, be strategic, do your research, find the right suppliers. I mean, just getting product from China takes an extra 2 months right now, right? So it's just a whole lot more. And I think that it's died down a bit, but there is a problem with the gurus in general in any space, because they just sometimes give it a bad name. And so I know a few gurus that are great and they know what they're talking about and they run great businesses. They still sell and they still scale and they want to help other people. And it's just similar to what I'm trying to do, is build a community that want to help other people as well. Only, the whole point is to be able to share the things that you discover in your business, because you're so highly working on it and trying to improve it that you uncover new things fast, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
And then back to your other question about the current pandemic. Yeah, it's a big problem. One of the businesses I sold, actually, if I had kept it for 3 months longer, I would have made a lot more money, because the business 4X'd after I sold it due to COVID. But, it could have also dropped, by 75%, like some businesses in the travel and outdoor space. So, looking back, hindsight's always 2020, but I feel like I made the right decision on that second business that we sold. But yeah, the pandemic is starting to come around. I think Amazon is probably the best place to be. I feel like I keep reading articles about e-commerce has leapfrogged 10 years ahead of its time. So schools are now online that were never going to be online. They didn't want to. I'm sure Amazon's going to report earnings tomorrow, and they're going to just explode with new users, because everybody's looking for a place that could deliver, and no one could really deliver except for them. So.
Yeah, definitely. The growth has been incredible. It's very, very noticeable.
Yeah.
And then there's 2 points of views too. There's been lots of brands that were online too that suffered with it, because there was a long time that they couldn't send in inventory if they weren't in an essential item. But then there's all of those that were essential items that start selling through the roof because people were hoarding anything they could.
Right. Yeah. There was a lot of craziness with that, for sure.
Oh man, I know there was one brand that had these gummies with they contained vitamin C. They were not vitamin C gummies, but because all the vitamin C ran out for the longest time, those gummies jumped through the roof. They start selling, and they were not vitamin C. Like, they had a percentage. So that
That's
keyword
crazy.
picked
Yeah.
up,
I
right?
mean, some people really made a ton of money, and I don't know that it will keep up, but I think there's definitely some changes happening in our world, in our marketplace. And with the Amazon sellers, I think one of the key things, you just have to always adapt. You have to kill your losers and come up
Yeah.
with new products, and think about what is good. And being on trendy products isn't always that great, but also you can profit highly, of course. It can be very more risky.
That's a very good point right there. Kill the losers. That's something I always say. You got to be able to kill the losers. Don't fall in love with the product. Don't fall in love with your idea, because it could sound very good to you. It doesn't sound good to the person that's buying it. So we always have to be ready to kill the losers, because it doesn't matter, Ian, how many years of experience you have or I have. They always show up, right? There's always a loser.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah.
Yeah. So, what are some of the biggest mistakes that you see Amazon sellers make?
Sometimes they try to scale up too fast, right? They get in the cash crunch. I see them try to outsource too many things too fast, so they get into a operational crunch.
Mm-hmm.
You drop the ball on things. I see Amazon sellers just really trying to do too much. Generally, it's like I've seen plenty of 1, 2, 3 product brands that sell for multiple millions of dollars. And then I see, even my past brand, I had like, I don't know, 80 SKUs and like 30 different products. And it was a headache. And I'm like, man, next time I'm just going to go all in on like 1 or 2 SKUs and make the process really simple and easy. So I think that's one thing, that I would, recommend, is to realize that there is opportunity just with a few SKUs. Building a brand is great. And, if you have that type of product, you should do that. I also think that, building a brand and branding are two different things, right? Having good customer service and good brand awareness and good brand, like the way it looks is enough, versus you need a brand that has every accessory that a runner might need, in the running niche, right?
Gotcha. So, how about right now, you, with your agency, you manage your own brands and, of course, several other brands. How do you get that to manage, like, without any hiccups? Is it just SOPs, or how does
Yeah.
that work? Yeah.
SOPs are essential. I've really scaled back my Amazon business, my Amazon management, because I have these 2 other software projects I'm working on in the group. But, one of the key things was having SOPs, and we had lots of failures. We had lots of mishires, lots of people that we hired that didn't work out. So it's a challenge. But, SOPs are key, so you don't have to re-explain the process over and over. Hiring some A players on your team is really key. So one of my mistakes early on was just keep hiring cheap people. You kind of get the same results, and you hire somebody really great, they can take on a lot more off your plate, and they're asking for more. So, sometimes when you feel like, hey, well, I don't want to be out this cash, a lot of times it pays off hiring the right person. So that's definitely one, benefit to that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's a little bit risky too, because I found it that sometimes there's the ones that don't have a lot of experience, but they have the motivation, and if you train them properly, they can do things. But I also experienced once with a player, like you call it, that he had the knowledge, but maybe it wasn't the proper one. So it's almost like that person already has. They know something, but it's wrong, right? That's a little bit harder too in that case. So
yeah, and an A player doesn't mean that they have experience in your thing, because potentially if they have experience, they might be doing it on their own or trying to do a lot of different things. But an A player is someone that is capable of handling all the things that you need done, versus I need someone to answer customer service. You need somebody to run the customer service team, to run the launching team, to run the sourcing team. Those people can have slower people underneath them, but somebody that's really good at operating a business, because a lot of entrepreneurs aren't good at operating businesses. They're good at having visions and ideas, but implementing them is a different story.
exactly, yes. So what do you think about Walmart and the combination with Shopify? Do you have big hopes for that?
Not exactly. I mean, I think it's good for Shopify. I think Walmart, has a lot of ability to do something great in the marketplace. I just think that Walmart's name in the market is not like Amazon. It's just a place that a lot of middle America won't shop at, and it's a place to find great deals on TVs. But if I'm going to buy groceries for my family, it's not going to be from Walmart's grocery store. just, I mean, based on where I live and what I do these days, my wife's got me eating everything organic, but like, you know, we use Amazon Prime and Fresh, and we get our products from there. And we'll go to the store and pick up some stuff. But Walmart's definitely a player, and they have the logistics ability, but they just don't have the clientele. They just don't have the search algorithms, the marketplace that's built out like Amazon, the reviews and all that kind of stuff. So it's kind of like we've been saying this for 8 years, but Walmart is like Amazon 10 years ago, and it's been that way for 8 years. So I don't think it's really changed that much, except that I'm sure they've had a really big pickup because, like I said, anybody was looking for anywhere to buy something from online, just in the last few months. So we'll see if that keeps going.
Yeah, true enough. I actually had an experience as a buyer on Walmart, and I knew what I wanted, and I was looking for it on Walmart to see if it was available locally. And if you don't type exactly the keywords that they have on the product, it wouldn't show up. It would not show up. And so that actually taught me a lesson that now any keyword I would put in Walmart, they still do comma separated keywords. Any keyword I would put in there, it would index for. So it's still like you said, 10 years ago. It's got it. So let's talk about launch strategies without being biased, because I know you are the CEO of Rebatekey, which is an incredible platform. Do you, if you were to do a launch, of course, you're going to use Rebatekey because it's one of your tools. What's kind of your launch strategy?
Well, yeah, I mean, Rebatekey is really great for generating sales on products on any marketplace, whether it be Amazon, Walmart, Target, whatever, right? We allow you to run cashback rebate programs on anything. So it works really well for launching products or reviving products that you need to get sales on, because conversion rate is key. Yeah. Getting new sales is key. And, there's lots of ways to do that. But Rebatekey is one of the great ways to do it. I always tell people, and I've always said this, don't use just one source. You want to make it as seamless as possible. You want some traffic from Instagram. You want some traffic from Rebatekey. You want some ManyChat. You want some PPC. You want some organic sales. Because the goal is to get an organic launch. I always use the analogy of like Red Bull, right? Like when they came on the scene, how did they get their products out there? How did they get the growth so fast? They stood at college campuses and handed out free Red Bulls to everybody. I don't know if you remember that, but wherever you went, you could get a free Red Bull essentially, and they knew you were going to buy another one, 4 hours later when you were ready to keep going. So, giving out free products, giving out discounted products, giving out products for people to try and test without having to risk a lot of capital is an important part of every brand strategy to go to market, right?
Got it. So for the people listening, most of them are going to be sellers or somebody that's trying to become a seller. Explain a little bit more of like what they can do with Rebatekey.
Yeah. So Rebatekey is a cashback marketplace for rebates. We also have coupons, so you can launch any coupon you want as well now. But basically, you might have a product that you want to drive sales on Amazon on, and you'll put up, let's say your product costs $100. That's too high. But let's say it costs $20, and you want to do a $10 rebate on that. Okay, you're going to launch a campaign on Rebatekey. It takes literally 5 minutes. You can copy and paste your titles. You can pull in your images from Amazon, and then you can hook up your account and verify all the orders. So what happens is when you launch your campaign on Rebatekey, it will go public to our buyers. And every day we have thousands of buyers signing up. You can check our traffic. It's growing rapidly. And the buyers will come and look for deals on our platform that they're interested in purchasing. They actually click purchase, and that takes them to Amazon where they make the actual purchase. And then they take their order ID number from Amazon or Walmart, or whatever platform you drive the traffic to. They put it into that order ID number into Rebatekey, and that's what secures their rebate. Okay. And so that's the way you check the orders. And so what happens is you have actually we wait 35 days before we send the checks to the buyers. So this gives you time to make sure that the buyer actually purchased the right product. They didn't return it. They're not trying to scam you, things of that nature. Maybe sometimes people don't like the product. They don't want to keep it for $10 off. Fine. They're totally fine to return it. You can just file a claim and cancel that rebate. So you don't have anything to risk there. And so you have 35 days to actually verify that order and approve that rebate. And so once that window has passed, we actually send the check over to the buyers. So basically, we're the third-party trusted platform to facilitate rebates, money from brands to buyers. And that's how the platform works. And it's really simple and easy to use. And like I said, like you can use lots of different ways. the great thing about Rebatekey is it's super simple. Anybody can do it. It takes 5 minutes or less to launch a campaign versus spending hours and hours on ManyChat to try and figure out how to do cashback rebates and send out PayPals and then deal with buyers who are just trying to scam you and things like that. So we really like to think that we have great buyers. One thing about our buyers is, like I said, they have to wait 35 days for their money. So they really have to part with real money in order to buy your product and wait for that money to come back. So you have real people buying your products versus people who are trying to take advantage of the system or just get something for free or $1,
Gotcha. And did you do the coding yourself? Did you hire somebody, or
No,
are you
my co-founder is a developer, so we partnered together, and I kind of had the idea, and he was like, "Let's do it. That's a great idea. I've thought about that before." And we basically, in our $1 Million Sellers group, actually, I put the idea out there. Everyone's like, "That's a great idea." And within 24 hours, we raised $100,000 to launch the product.
Wow.
And it was just insane how that happened. Nobody expected it. And it's become a really big success. And actually, we changed the game when it comes to coupons and rebates. Like, everybody was saying coupons, coupons, coupons. Now all they say is rebates, rebates, rebates. And we were the pioneers of that. So we have a large head start, and we're the market mover, and we have plans to expand. We're actually building a Shopify integration right now so that people can actually install our Shopify app and launch all of their coupons onto Rebatekey.
Yeah.
What will this do for you is, if you have a Shopify store? Well, like I said, we have a hundreds of thousands of buyers that are looking for great deals on products. So we are going to aggregate coupons for Shopify and Amazon so that our shoppers can find new products that they're interested in easily. So we're just trying to make the process really easy for everybody.
Nice. So on Amazon, of course, that would increase our conversion rate. But what would be the benefit for the Shopify seller of having the rebates?
You can use rebates. So, you might want to use rebates to drive sales. You can use coupons, right? So coupons, people are discovering, hey, you might sell, beard oil on your website, and you have a 20% off coupon that you have what pops up on your website, right? But the only people that see it are the people that actually make it to your website. So why not take some of the traffic that we have that people like getting deals at discount, and we're going to share all your coupons, all your great offers with our marketplace.
Now, here's one of the questions that it's something that boggles me, because when you launch a site, or any site, like in this case, Rebatekey, the site is at launch is going to be empty, right? So it doesn't have the buyers or the sellers, right? It's like, I know this because 10 years ago, I launched a dating site, Ian, and there was nobody in there. So all the traffic I could buy.
You didn't put yourself on there?
No, but
you got a lot of dates.
all the traffic I would buy, they wouldn't stay there, because if there's nobody there to see, nobody wants to be the first one to sign up. So how do you bypass that?
Well, I think that was kind of part of our luck and secret is, it's really hard to start a two-sided marketplace, right? What came first, the buyers or the sellers? The sellers or the buyers, right? Fortunately, because we did this raise and got people on board from the $1 Million Sellers group to fund this project, we already had 30 plus people committed to growing this brand. So we already had some really great sellers with, each with, let's say 20 products or something, to list their products on there to try out the marketplace. So we had a way to bring in traffic right from the get-go and offer some great deals. So I think that was like our secret, that not secret, but really helped like get us going. And then just, because of the people that I've met over the years, because of my network in the group, I think we had maybe 150, 200 people at the time in the group. We were able to, help these people, drive traffic to their listings and drive traffic to their websites and other websites. So I think it just fit the niche, and we made it super easy by design. And, we've paid out now well over $30 million in the last 18 months to buyers from sellers. And so buyers never have to worry when they buy from Rebatekey if they're going to get paid by some random brand. Why? Because when brands launch rebate campaigns with us, we actually collect the money up front for those rebates that have been issued. And every day that a rebate is claimed, we replenish your brand's wallet with a replacement money, so that whenever we have a product that's listed for rebate on our website, we've already collected the money from the brand. So the buyers have nothing to worry about with us. And our job was just to bring in really great buyers and try to spread word of mouth, and that's kind of what we did.
Yep, I like that. So basically, if I am doing a $10 rebate, I have to pay the $10 upfront times how many products I want to give away per day.
per day,
right?
Yeah.
The wallet.
Plus our fee, which is $2.95 per rebate. So
Okay.
you don't have to pay for Facebook ads. You don't have to pay for a Facebook ad manager or a main chat or anything like that. It's just by success. If we don't sell your product, you can refund the entire amount, right? So we only get paid if you actually sell a product and it gets claimed.
Got it. And Ian, you have one of your policies is something that any seller appreciates, is that you're not allowed to resell the product, right? If you get a product for free, you're not allowed to resell it. How do you make sure that you don't just get a ton of what do you call it, online arbitrage guys just trying to get free product and then go selling on the listing that you're trying to launch?
We've done a lot of things to improve the platform over the years. Initially there was some people that were jumping from other deal sites to scam us, but we caught all of them. They use IPs, we track all that stuff. But what's really great about our business model is that we wait 35 days to actually pay the buyers. So we have 35 days actually to catch somebody buying up 5 deals a day. And then, we see sellers that say, hey, why is this guy selling my listing? We look at his listings and we can see all the other products that he's selling,
Yep.
So yeah, we're able to catch a lot of the people that do that stuff. We've also put limits on buyers that buy too many things. We have a limit in general for our system. What else can I tell you? We also have added features like day parting. So, we used to release all the units right at one time in the day so that people knew what time to come on. Now, you can release two units an hour, 2 units every 2 hours, 5 units an hour, 5 units a day, 5 units every 6 hours. So whatever you want to do, you can do, and it allows more opportunities for, the buyers that are looking for deals to purchase your products, and spreads it out throughout the day.
Nice. So with day parting, you're saying that if I say I want to release 2, I can decide that, right? I want to release 2 products by 2 p.m. Will it say on that listing only 2 available?
Yes, that's right.
Nice.
And the other thing is I want to make clear is that we don't offer any advice on how to launch your product or what URLs to use or where to drive traffic or what pages to use. We only care about the buying experience. So when you choose whatever URL, whether it be direct to the product page, direct to your website, direct to Amazon, or using whatever URL you find on the internet, that's up to you as a seller. We just want to make sure that when a buyer clicks on that link, that they actually know what product to buy and it's clear. So we will block campaigns that are not clear or the images don't match, things like that. So we really care about our buyers and making sure that they have a good experience. So every campaign is manually reviewed by our team.
Got it. So in that case, you can also catch the one that's trying to say that the product is $19.99 when in reality it's $29.99. Right. You also catch that.
We try to catch that, and we have buyers that catch that stuff too. So it's good.
Perfect. So now the Rebatekey is growing every day, like you said. Thousands? Did you say thousands per week?
Generally thousands per day are as buyers. Yeah.
Beautiful. So Rebatekey can be found at rebatekey.com.
That's right.
$1 Million Sellers at $1millionsellers.com. So I guess you're really good with domains. Where else can people go to find out more about Ian Sells and Rebatekey and anything that you have to offer?
Yeah, I mean, you can find me on LinkedIn, Facebook, all that kind of stuff. Reach out to me at ian@rebatekey.com. If you have any questions, contact. We have live support chat. We have agents available to talk to you, to help you launch your campaigns. We have how-to videos. We can walk you through it, whatever you need. We want to make sure you have success. And, we're really excited. We just are about to push out some Etsy ranking and launching processes for Rebatekey, which is really cool. And same with Walmart. So, we're just growing the channel. We also have deals. So like Rakuten, you can find Walgreens, Best Buy, Zulily, whatever it is, we have those discounts as well. So we're really just growing in all ways. And we are not focused on just Amazon or just Walmart or anything like that. We're really trying to be the third-party rebate platform for all brands across the internet.
Got it. And now one more question, Ian. This is not giving people advice. This is just asking you, Ian, if you were to do a Rebatekey, what URL would you use? Would you use directly to your Amazon listing or a Supreme URL or whatever you want to call them these days?
I mean, I always, I love the guys over at Pixelfy. I always recommend their 2-step URLs. The Supreme 2.0 is great. I think that things change often, but it's a keyword embedded URL, and you can definitely use that. I've seen people use direct pages that work well. I've seen people use unique links. We don't track your rankings or anything like that because that's not the type of service we are. But, we're here to help you drive traffic and full price sales on any marketplace.
Got it. Awesome. Ian, thank you so much.
Yeah, no problem.
It was a pleasure. For everybody listening, I'll have the links on the show notes. It's very easy to remember. Rebatekey and $1 Million Sellers. If you do qualify, you got to contact Ian to get in.
Yeah, make sure you mention the show too in any of those.
There you go. Mention that where you heard it, so Ian knows where you came from.
That's right.
Ian, thank you so much, man. It's a pleasure.
Appreciate it.
We're both on the beach right now. For those of you that are not watching,
we're on the same beach. I mean, you're literally next to me in the chair. You just need to pass me over your cocktail.
Yeah, it's I don't know what you're drinking, but mine's it's a hard iced tea here.
Oh, nice. Yeah.
There you go, Ian. Thank you so much, buddy.
Have a good one. See ya.